Welcome back to another video. It is Saturday evening. It is 5:30. I haven't actually gone to train yet. Today has been chaotic, to say the least. Definitely not optimal training standards or conditions, but it's fine. So basically today we collected our gym kit. I'll put on the screen kind of what we've collected on, like, well, a picture of the garage now that we've collected everything. But basically this morning we had to get up early, pick up the hire van for 8 o'clock, and then get to the lockup where it was all being stored, which was like a 45-minute drive away, load the van as quickly as possible, bring it all back to our house, unload the van, and then drop the van off by 1, which we did manage to do. Like, time-wise, it was pretty much perfect. But we were, especially me, so hot. It was disgusting. I was so sweaty. Like, I took a lot of drink with me because I knew it was going to be obviously a lot of work, and I had training today, and it's week 3, so it's pretty heavy, and I wanted to make everything move as well as possible, so I needed to kind of make sure that hydration and nutrition and everything were on point today. But to be honest, nutrition has not been on point, so I made sure to have a decent breakfast before I left, and I had a meal when I got back. I am now starving, and this is where things are definitely not optimal, but I'm going to do something very out of character and stop at McDonald's on my way to my parents, because I have made it fit into my macros, but I just need something. I'm going to be honest, I do not have the capacity to cook right now. And that sounds really lazy. I would never usually say that. Like, I am so on the ball with cooking my own meals, meal prep, everything. But we desperately need to do a food shop. I have got enough food in the house that I could make a meal, but I just don't have the mental capacity to do that right now, and I don't know how to explain it. But basically, I've noticed, I talked about this in the last video, my lack of sleep lately is catching up on me. I have been struggling to get a full night's sleep because of a numbness in my arm. It does go, like, it's not anything to worry about, I don't think. It comes and goes. It's happened for years. It's basically when I'm extra, I think it's when I'm stressed, to be fair, because when my body's a lot more tight, it's definitely worse. And I think this week I've been quite stressed just thinking about everything we had to do today. So last night I did discover a position that I could sleep in without my arm going numb, but it was so uncomfortable. I literally had to lay with my right arm just hanging down the side of the bed. And I sleep on the left side of the bed, so I literally had to lay like face down with my arm just hanging, which obviously wasn't comfortable. So I naturally in my sleep would try and move, and then I would wake up. That's not the point of this. Basically, I was just going to say sleep deprivation is definitely catching up with me, and it's annoying because, like, during the day, today I thought I would probably have a nap this afternoon to try and like catch up on some of the lack of sleep and make myself feel a bit better for my session. But I'm just not tired during the day. Like, my brain, there's so many things I could be doing that my brain just doesn't really let me switch off and nap during the day, which isn't a bad thing. Like, I don't really want to rely on naps, but because I'm definitely so sleep deprived right now, I feel like a nap would probably not go amiss, but it's fine. It's definitely too late to have one now. So basically, I'm now going to head to my parents. I'm going to pick up a McDonald's on the way. I have fit it into my macros. It's going to be fine. Not a good pre-workout meal, I would not recommend, but it will have to do. I think the salt on the fries will definitely help as well. Yeah, and just going to go and try and train. I say try and train. I'm going to train. Everything's going to move fine. I've basically spent this afternoon sat on the sofa with my laptop, just getting like caught up on some bits of work and stuff, watching TV, trying to just like somewhat relax, but I've got a banging headache. I have taken some painkillers and just not really gone away. I've tried to obviously make sure I'm hydrated and things, but it's just, yeah, I just don't feel good. And also, one thing I forgot to say, when we were collecting this kit this morning, it was just me and my boyfriend collecting it. That, like, there was no one there to help us or anything like that. So we thought it'd be fine, and it was fine. Like, we were obviously going to get it all done, but one thing I didn't think through is we also bought a deadlift platform that was obviously already made up. And so that was the first thing we put on the van, because we were like, right, we'll just put that on first, it's fine. So we had to like flip it up, and it was so difficult to even just flip up off the floor. Like, it was so heavy. We literally couldn't lift it. Like, if we needed to lift an end, we'd both have to lift the end, and we're not weak people. So that deadlift platform was the bane of my existence this morning. I'm surprised we are even still speaking to each other because of the stress of the situation. But getting it on the van was one thing, because I could reverse right up to the lockup we collected it from. Getting it off the van it took so long. We had to literally like lay little planks of wood along our drive, because I couldn't get the van anywhere near the garage. We have quite a long driveway, and I couldn't fit the van down it, and I wasn't confident enough to try either. And so we had to like slide it along these little planks of wood the whole way into the garage, and then we had to get it in position. Thankfully, we know where that's going to live, so we were like, we'll just put it on the floor and we were just never moving it again. But that alone was so difficult. And obviously with all the lifting and the carrying of everything, my lower back was like pumped to hell. My elbow, not happy with me right now. My thumb, definitely not happy with me right now. And I even managed, I don't know if you can see it, I think you might be able to see it slightly, to bruise my knuckle on the same hand. So my left hand is basically just out of, or the left side of my body is just out of action right now. So not optimal conditions going into this session, but that's fine. I'm going to stop talking though, because I need to get going. I need to get to my parents, I need to get some food in my system and train. But it's fine. Externals are only as bad as you let them be. So I'm just going to go in with a positive attitude. I'm really excited to train, to be fair, because again, these numbers are so exciting for week 3. These are normally my like end of block numbers. So I'm very excited to go in and hit them. And I'm thinking to myself, it's only squats and bench. I've also got RDLs after and split squats, but they're like, they don't take long. Squats and bench, and then I'm basically done. That's kind of how I get myself through it. So yeah, gonna stop talking and gonna head there now.
Fatal attraction, lovers in action, yeah. One of us is gonna get hurt. You got your madness and I'm good at bad habits. Oh, one of us is gonna get hurt. I'm not one to trust, ask anyone and you will see it. I love for the thrill. Oh, I'm dead serious, it's you or me, you best believe it. This is not a drill. This is fatal attraction. These are times of crowds of passion. One of us gonna get hurt. Took a shot for the magic, but we're crashing into tragic. One of us gonna get hurt. I would love to see you cry. I would love to shut you out.
Okay, I think the lighting looks very odd where I'm sat, but it's fine. It's very dark out, if you couldn't probably guess from the fact that the lighting is weird in here. So I've just finished squatting. Now, I have another little story. Just to make matters worse, after a very physically demanding day, I popped to my sister's, which I completely forgot I had to do, before I trained. So it was just before 8 o'clock, I was about to get in the gym and train, and then I realised I hadn't gone to hers. She's given me these shelves, and so I went to collect them, and I was having a fuss with her cat was on the windowsill, my Monster can was sat, which I know I shouldn't be drinking caffeine this late, but I just had to. My Monster can was pretty much full, sat on the side, on these shelves that were like dismantled, so they weren't overly stable, but they were stable enough for a can of drink, and the cat just like dived onto these shelves, and I don't know if it was the cat's claws or metal off the shelves, but I've now got scratches all over both feet, and my Monster went all over the floor. So that was just before I started training. I then literally cleaned up, packed the stuff in my car, came to my parents to actually train. So yeah, going into the session, my feet now sting. I'm just drained. My elbows and my thumb are in agony from the day. I say agony, my elbows, it's not good, but it's not awful. It's more my thumb, to the point where after squats, obviously it's very warm, as you can probably tell from the state of me, my right knee sleeve got stuck. So I had to rope my mum in to help me get it off, because I couldn't actually grip with my left hand. Like I physically couldn't grip tightly in my left hand because of my thumb. So I had to get her to help me. So that wasn't good. But negative out of the way, those squats were so comfortable. Bearing in mind, it didn't feel totally stable on my back because of my elbow, and I couldn't like pull the bar in as much as I would like to. And obviously my thumb as well, painful on the bar. I'm tired. My sleep has been appalling, or like pretty much all week. Today's obviously been physically demanding, stressful, all of that. 172.5 for 3. It felt difficult, but it was still comfortable. And then back off 4s at 152 was so easy. Like I can't express how comfortable they felt. That is the easiest my back offs have felt on this, like this close to the end of the block, like ever. So I'm incredibly happy with how squats moved. Like, imagine what I'm going to be able to do next week when I've actually rested. Fingers crossed I get some rest. I think part of the reason my sleep hasn't been great, like it's because of the arm numbness that I'm getting. But I think, like I mentioned earlier, that is made worse with stress, I think, just because everything's obviously tighter when you're stressed, and I really have felt it in my body this week, and everything kind of mixed together obviously doesn't make for great training. Again, I ignore anything like that when it comes to training. Like, I'm just going to stick to the plan. Obviously, if things felt terrible, I would drop the load, but I didn't need to do that at all. But I think I was kind of worried about collecting all this stuff today, like subconsciously, even though there was nothing to really worry about. We were on a massive time crunch and things like that, so I was like, I think subconsciously stressed, which I'm hoping now that today is done and everything is collected, I will maybe get a good night's sleep tonight, have a decent lay-in, and then tomorrow I can just sit at my computer, do all my coaching work. I'm not strict on steps on a Sunday either. Like, Sunday is my laziest day of the week. I basically just do all of my coaching work, my programs, replies, everything, and then I just kind of chill out, might paint one of the rooms that we've started decorating and things, but it's going to be a mostly relaxed day, get some food prep done, get myself set up for the week, and hopefully just sleep. I might even try and have a nap tomorrow afternoon. The idea of laying in bed and just having like a movie on my laptop sounds fantastic, although I do feel like my brain just can't switch off at the moment because there's so many things I want to do and I want to get done. But yeah, that's tangent. Basically, squats felt incredible, and I am very excited to see what I can do next week after a good, like, well, hopefully I can string together a few nights of really good sleep, less stress, just, yeah. I'm obviously not going to be as like, yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Everything next week I'm just going to be making sure that I'm on top of, and I'll also hopefully, not sure yet, but I'm hoping to go to Powering Through next Saturday. I haven't decided for definite. I also haven't checked for the space for me because they have a limited number of day passes. Not entirely sure yet if I will, but that is kind of what I'm leaning towards. Although if I have a good session at Iron Warehouse on Wednesday, I might go there Saturday just to kind of train with other people, like local lifters and stuff. We'll see. But either way, I'm probably not going to be training here, and unracking and stuff here does feel heavier. I don't know what just happened to my focus on my camera, but it was terrible. But yeah, so hoping that wherever I train next weekend, things will also feel better. My camera is like in and out of focus constantly, and that's really bugging me. I changed my settings a few weeks ago on my camera, and I swear I've put them back to what they were before, but everything is just blurry all the time. So if you've noticed that in my videos, I am sorry. I can't remember, obviously, what my settings were on before, and I just haven't sat down to figure it out. But anyway, I'm going to bench because it's like gone 9, and I'm tired.
Baby, I'm the gift that's never given. Whoa, I don't know what else to say, so make sure you stay away. Baby, this is war, but no one's winning. Whoa, I'm dead serious, it's you or me, you best believe it. This is not a drill. This is fatal attraction. These are times of crowds of passion. One of us gonna get hurt. Took a shot for the magic, but we're crashing into tragic. One of us gonna get hurt. So if you want your head and heart unbroken, you better leave now, 'cause this is fatal attraction. These are times of crimes of passion. One of us gonna get hurt. You've got the madness in you.
Okay, so session is done, and I am exhausted. It is like 10 o'clock. But bench went incredibly well. RDLs were fine. I went really light on them, just 70 kilos for 2 sets as well, just because I've got a lot of fatigue obviously from today anyway, and next week is my heavy week, so I wanted to pull back my RDLs to give me the best chance of hitting decent deadlifts on Wednesday. But no, I'm really happy with how bench went. Like, obviously I'm under a lot of fatigue right now. Like, I burn out quickly when I train this late anyway, especially after a chaotically busy day, stressful day, whatever else. Like, I didn't expect a lot from bench. I benched 112 with a pause. I think my butt stayed down, and I was nervous going in. Like, I know I'm nervous when I start like flicking my arms out before a set. And I was literally sat on the end of the bench just flicking my arms out. I was like, just do this. You've done this so many times before. Yes, your technique's different, but if anything, you're more powerful now. So I like gave myself a little bit of a pep talk, went in. I didn't sink it quite as much as I had been for that single, but it still felt decent. And I think when I make it more consistent and stop panicking, it'll fly. I'm really happy with how that moved. It was slow, but it didn't feel like max effort either. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I feel like I've had such a mental block with bench since comp. And obviously changing up my technique is scary. It's a big change, but it's obviously paying off. So I'm very happy. And then back offs 5x3. I did 102.5 for my first set, and it was slow, dropped to 100, but it was just as slow. And it was at that point I knew that it was obviously just fatigue from the day. So yeah, I'm really happy. And actually as my sets went on, it almost got quicker. So that's also interesting, but I'm really happy. Also, I've literally just seen a comment on my last video that I put up this morning, because I put it up late, whoopsie. Someone suggested wearing straps for deadlift to help my thumb, because my thumb got made worse from deadlifting the other day, and I was like, why is that never an instinct of mine? Like, I swear to God, I could rip my hand open and I still wouldn't think to use straps, which is so dumb, because I suggest it to clients anytime they have issues like that. So why do I not think that in my own training? I don't own any figure 8 straps, but basically they suggested wearing figure 8 straps, so that essentially I don't have to grip the bar with that hand as much, and then I won't have the rebound issue and make my thumb worse. So I might have to quickly order some ready for Wednesday's session and just try it, or see if I can borrow someone's, because I am training in the gym Wednesday. But yeah, that was just something that I was like, that is such a helpful suggestion. Why do I never think of these things for myself? Like, I'm so bad at thinking of solutions, like simple solutions like that for my own issues, where like other people, it'd probably be the first thing that came to mind. It's just dumb. Anyway, I'm really happy with how that session was, and I feel miles better now I've trained as well. Like, I didn't want to train today. I knew I had to, it was never an option. But actually, once I'd done my top set on squats, I was like, oh, I feel so much better. Like, I'm so glad that I have that discipline in me to just get it done anyway. It's like when I was at my sister's briefly, she was like, why don't you just not train today? Look, she doesn't get it. She's been saying that to me literally for years. Like, anytime I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered, which is just a normal thing to say when it comes to like training in the gym. But I was like, yeah, but I can't skip it. Especially like, I'm not going to skip week 3 when things are going so well. Even if I moved it for, like, I could move it back a day and do it tomorrow, but then it's like, that's then going to interfere with tomorrow. I'd rather just get it done, train late, and then, yeah, it's fine. And I'm so happy I did. I feel miles better. Problem is, I am a little bit buzzed because I feel like that session went way better than I kind of thought it was going to. So I'm probably going to struggle to switch off and sleep now, but I mean, I've been struggling to sleep anyway. And tomorrow, apart from obviously programming and things, like, I don't have a busy day tomorrow. So Sunday's like my get ahead day, so I get ahead for the week coming up. So that's all I've got to do tomorrow. And normally I finish work by like midday anyway, so it's fine. I'll probably try and have a lay-in tomorrow, although we'll see how that goes. This is literally not relevant. Anyway, session went really well. I'm going to be as careful as I possibly can now with my thumb, with my elbow. That needs to calm itself back down. Like, it was making good progress until today. But today's involved like a lot of dragging mats and things, and lifting mats and awkward shapes. And I favour my left arm. I'm right-handed, but I favour my left arm for any like lifting, and I don't know why. And I was trying to then do it the other way, and then like my brain couldn't comprehend what I had to do. So yeah, but anyway, that's irrelevant. I'm basically going to just really prioritise like self-care this week and resting, trying to get things better. And I'm really excited because I just feel like some crazy numbers are going to be lifted next week, and I am very, very excited. So yeah, that's all I've got to say. I don't feel like there's anything else to talk about in this video. Body weight update. My body weight has shot up, but that's obviously to be expected with stress. Like, my body just isn't functioning like normal. It's kind of common. I'm like mid 86s, slightly higher 86s. I think I was like 86.7 today. But I genuinely think as soon as I get like a really good night's sleep, and just maybe even after tomorrow, like if I just have a rest day tomorrow, kind of let myself just calm down, relax, Monday morning I'll probably be back like in the 85s. So I'm not too worried about it. I feel like today, like, a massive stress is off my shoulders now today is done. And yeah, I can just prioritise easy jobs now until Commonwealth. We've not got any big jobs left to do, apart from setting up the gym once the roof is done, but that's not, I don't know when that's going to be yet. So yeah, that was what I had to say. Thank you if you've made it to the end of this video. I'm shocked if you have, because I feel like I've been so negative recently, but I promise that is going to change now, because I can actually prioritise what I need to. And I'm going to get everything healthy again. So yes, thank you for made it to the end of this video. I really, really appreciate it. Please let me know in the comments if you have made it this far, and please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you on Friday for the next video.
I've got the badness in me. You know what you